Welcome on in, everybody. My name is Dan C. Bearded. This live stream is called Beard Topics Live. Now, one of the purposes of this show is to be on random days at random times to reach different schedules and time zones out there to be able to say things like this that I don't often get to say. I hope everybody's having a good Thursday afternoon. It's at least afternoon where I'm located. If you guys are coming in the chat and you are here live, drop a comment, say hello, let us know where you're from, let us know what you're doing. But another major goal of this podcast, and let me make sure my audio is good, being that this is a goal of it. Okay, we look good there. A major goal of this podcast is to have the playback ability to just simply listen to this. I understand that I have live streams on Monday and Wednesdays, and I hope you guys, if you missed them, you watch the replay. But I do understand there's a little bit of magic of being there live and in the moment, and I'm sure there is with this as well. However, I think there's a lot of playback ability. I think there's the ability to just listen like a podcast while you get ready, while you mow the lawn, while you do the dishes, whatever the case may be. Maybe you're working. Don't tell your boss, but maybe you're working. And this could be something that is beneficial for you just to listen to. So if you're catching this now, if you're catching it in the future, just understand that I take pride in this one having that listen, watch back, playback ability. So random times, random days, also with that podcast. And I wanted to dedicate a live stream just to your beard questions. Monday and Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern. We have Commands Corner on Mondays. We have Beard Advice Live on Wednesdays. We always talk beard stuff in that. However, there's a large portion of those streams that are not related to beards whatsoever, whether it's Sam and I talking, whether it's Florida man stories, and just talking about life in general. This one is pretty much dedicated to just talking straight up beard topics. And so how it works is from time to time on Instagram, on Reddit, and many other locations of social media, I post questions out to you guys. And I say, hey, what are some questions that maybe you want to know more about that I haven't made a video on? Or what is something that maybe it's not a big enough question to make a dedicated video, but maybe a simple text response isn't enough? You need to hear it discussed. You need to hear it talked about. And maybe we need some feedback from the community that's able to make it. That's what we do here. I take 3 posted questions or topics that are from those platforms. We address them on the first half of this stream. And then the second half of the stream, I open it up to the chat for those that are here live and in the moment. So that definitely is a benefit of catching these live, is you get to get your questions discussed in real time. You get to hear the answers that you're looking for that's on your mind right now. So if you guys have questions if you have questions that you're wondering about beard stuff, if you're wondering about questions that you have about beard stuff, this would be the time to be able to drop those questions. Just know that I get to those in the second half. And of course, we're going to cover our wonderful sponsor today. This live stream and any Beard Topics Live is always possible because of sponsors. I do this as a career. I do this as a living. Unbelievably fortunate. I don't take that for granted ever. I'm very, very much practicing gratitude with that. But to be able to take time away from that job, to take time away from the family, we have to have that sponsorship in there. And so shout out to all those sponsors. We've had beard company sponsors. We've had community member sponsors. And who knows, in the future, maybe it'll expand even more than just beard product companies that sponsor these. So if you ever want details on a sponsorship, or you have a company in mind that would be great at sponsoring this, just have them reach out, have you reach out, and I'll give you all the details. I'm an open book. You just have to ask. And so on your way in, you guys, if you don't mind, hit that thumbs up. I see some of you encouraging that in the chat already. Thank you guys. And if you don't mind and you want to share this out, I would appreciate it, especially with that idea that it doesn't have to be in the moment to enjoy it. That if you share it and somebody catches it later tonight, somebody catches it tomorrow morning, they can still go back to this, watch and enjoy, and maybe learn something about beards, maybe have just that injection of a support, a positive system that's around them. So again, I really do appreciate that as you guys are going through. And so I do start some questions already. So thank you guys so much. And shout out to everybody that's in the chat already, man. We got so many familiar faces, from Bob to D. Dot, Evan Johnson, Leo, Beards, Blades, and Hair, Jeff S., Jose, Wayne, Southern Tyrant, Ken. How you doing, Ken? Buffy, PB, MJ, Curtis. We got Tabletop Shane. Welcome, Shane. Ryan Brown, Tim, Jason G, Go Habs, John, Tynamo, anybody else? Scott. If I missed anybody, I apologize, but I think I got them all covered there. So let's go ahead and jump in, so we're not wasting any time today, and keep that pace moving with something like a podcast. And again, this is Beard Topics Live, you guys. Yeah, I got you, John. Oh, man, you guys crack me up. So this is Beard Topics Live here. And welcome, Platinum. Oh, Vito Mills. Nice, man. Very cool. Very cool. ASMR is huge. Hey, Kevin, welcome, dude. So, this is episode number 17, which is really cool that we've had 17 episodes. Think about how many questions that is just on this show. We're not talking the halftime of Beard Advice Live. We're not talking about the random questions on Commands Corner. We're not talking Facebook, Instagram, anything else. Just this show, we have 17 times 3 as far as the set questions. And then think about how many are submitted from the chat. There's at least 10 every single time. Man, we're getting up there. We're getting up there on all these questions. Papa Smurf, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, man, I appreciate that, guys. Thanks for coming in. All right, let's go ahead and see what we have for our sponsor today. All right. Boom. We have episode 17 is sponsored by Tabletop Beard. Now, this is a company that I've helped with for a long time. This is a company that I've continued to work with, and our relationship has continued to grow, and I see it growing even more. The more I use their products, the more I enjoy them. The more I learn about their business methods and ethics and the way they approach this entire industry, the more I respect them. And I do mean that. You guys know I don't just throw stuff out there like that lightly. I don't just throw stuff out there often like that. They really have impressed me. It's a trio of brothers from the Pacific Northwest that have started this company, that are running this company. Hey, OG Fitzroy. And essentially what they are doing is and Bob, welcome, dude. They are creating this brand around the idea of tabletop games such as Dungeons and Dragons. They are not infringing on any copyright material. That's beautiful. Love that. Hey, Platinum, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. And they're doing it in such a cool way. They have really beautiful art. They have unique approaches to everything that they're doing, and it really is made up of just great quality ingredients. Just great quality ingredients. And as you see here, their carrier blend is, hey Danny, is meadow foam, jojoba, rosehip, argan, avocado, and sunflower. And these are all oils, all unique. You're not going to find this blend anywhere else. And it's a really good medium viscosity. So if you guys have tried Tabletop, like my man Donald, I think Donald's probably in here, or he will be coming. If you guys have tried Tabletop, drop a comment in the chat of your experiences with Tabletop Beard and let us know. Has it worked for you? Did it not work for you? What about scents? Or what do you have? What do you have as far as experiences with them? Or if you just want to be kind, like Jose is here, he says, "Thanks Tabletop for sponsoring this video." Yeah, absolutely. And guys, never ever feel any pressure to purchase anything. I don't ask companies about sales. We don't discuss sales. I had somebody reach out about a sponsorship earlier, and they said, "Hey, what is your ROI? What's your return on investment with these things?" I said, "I literally have no idea. I don't do sponsorships for that. I don't promise sales. I don't push sales. If it's a good company and a good product, that stuff will probably come, or it'll be on the top of a wish list." One way that you can support, though, that I would love for you to consider if you have not already, is go support them on social media. If you have an Instagram, that's a really cool way to support this stream and to support that company for free. Just give them a follow on Instagram. Check out their website. Maybe put a bookmark to it. Any of those things, you guys, are absolutely free, and it can really benefit what we are doing here. And Scott says, my favorite theme of all beard companies I've tried. He loves Dungeons and Dragons and beards, so what a killer combo. And Scott also says, awesome feeling beard. Scents are great. Bard is my favorite coffee scent ever. Rogue is a great cologne, and Ranger is a fantastic wood scent. I love this company. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And yeah, like Bill says here, even just simply saying it's on my list to try, that's great. We're getting this company out there on the radar of people, and they're getting more and more involved in the community. Absolutely love it, you guys. Yep. Love. All right, let's see what else they have going on today. They do have some sales going on. So this is not an affiliate at this current time, but there is a code for 20% off DTTB20. D as in Dan, T as in tag, and then B as in boy, 20. DTTB20. Now, they do have a big deal going on right now that does not stack with codes, I don't believe, and that's buy 4 beard oils and get a 5th one free. So buy 4, get 1 free. Other than that, if you go with a scent combo with their oil and butter, it is going to go for $35.99. And they do have a full sample pack. Everyone always loves to ask about samples, and a lot of people genuinely like to try them. They do have a full-blown sample pack. And you guys can see the art there. You can see that beautiful golden oil. And trust me, everything they do is legitimate. Everything they do is top-notch. These brothers are professionals. I got a sneeze brewing over here, so if you guys hear me sneeze, don't mind me. Whoo, there we go. Hey, what's up, Jax? What's up, Mr. Modified? Welcome, man. Doing well. Thank you. I hope you guys are all doing well also. And that's always, guys. And I only say this because I just had a conversation with someone. They're talking to me. The responses seemed a little bit out of the ordinary. And I just say, hey, are you okay? And they kind of let me know that there is stuff going on. If you got something going on, man, don't wait for me to ask you if you're okay. Reach out. Vent to me. Let me know your frustration. Sometimes it helps just to just get it out. If you want to send voice memos so it's physically out, please do. If you want to type it, please do. I want to be that person for you guys. So I try my best to check in on everybody if I feel like something's off or whatever's going on. I don't like to do that too much. You know, I don't want to be that person bothering you, but I want to make sure you guys know there's an open invite. Reach out anytime if you want to get something off your chest. If you just want somebody to listen to you, I promise I'll be that person for you. Like I said, just happened, and I hate for it to build up to anything that leads to issues or complications. I do believe it helps to just get it out there, especially to a safe place. All right, guys. So again, thank you so much, Tabletop. I will have a little scrolly at the bottom thanking them for their sponsorship of this video, literally making it possible today. I will do as many beard topic lives a month as long as we have sponsors lined up, especially, hey, Aaron B., good to see you, man. Especially as we move into the fall where my boys are going back to school and I'm going to have set time during the day that I don't have to worry about missing family time or not making the most out of this summer, if you guys know what I mean. So we will be turning these up even more. That's the goal, at least. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our very first topic today. Just a reminder, we will have 3 set topics that are picked beforehand, and then the rest of the stream we will end at exactly, likely, I'm pretty dang good on these ones, we will end at nearly exactly 3 p.m. Eastern today. All right, here is our very first topic that we have. All right, and this one came to us, I believe, from YouTube, and it says every time I use beard wash, it takes a few days for my beard to feel back to normal. Any advice? Great question. And if you guys have experiences like this, I encourage you to please ask. I know sometimes people feel silly asking these things, or they're like, is this a dumb question? If you're wondering it, somebody else is, and they're just not brave enough to ask. So please, please, please ask. Because, hey, Donald, welcome in. We just got done talking about Tabletop. I shared with them that I know you really enjoy this company. So feel free to drop any feedback that you have for our sponsor today. But again, guys, yeah, G Squared, Beard Topics Live, you know it. If you have a situation like this, please don't ever hesitate and think, it's a dumb question. I shouldn't ask this. I don't know. Just ask. I promise you it'll help people. I love having content about all types of questions. So there is a good thing here. And you guys are great at helping in the chat. Like Tynamo says, are they using a stripping wash? So of course, we're going to cover this in a couple of different angles. My first question that I would ask this person if they were asking me individually is, what beard wash are you using? Because please understand, not all beard washes are created equally. Some of them are high quality, some of them are poor quality. Some of them are daily gentle, and some of them are stripping. Now, there's a big, big difference. And Leo says here, stripping wash, I wash my beard daily and always feels the same. Yeah, I would bet, and this is just my bet here, I would bet that this is either a low quality beard wash or it is a stripping wash. And maybe, okay, let's break it down. If it's a low quality beard wash, I would encourage you to pursue looking at better beard washes. A low quality beard wash definitely can affect the way your beard feels. Or it is a stripping wash, which will affect the way your beard feels. Now, that doesn't mean that it's a low quality one. Now, there are levels to it, of course. And if you are using a stripping wash and your beard does take a few days to get back to normal, my encouragement to you would be make sure you're not using that stripping wash more than once a week. And I would always recommend following a stripping wash with conditioner. Now, are there people in this room right now that are going to be watching later that don't watch this channel that use a stripping wash and don't follow with a conditioner? Absolutely. Some can get away with it. Some just don't even know that it could be better, right? We have a whole spectrum of experiences out there. But a general rule is if you are stripping your beard, it's a good practice to have a good high quality conditioner to go in and latch on to those opposite attractions, the little imperfections on the hair. And then it's just going to bring it back to feeling better, feeling softer, feeling smoother. You're not going to get the tangles. You're not going to get that beard feeling off for a couple of days. Now, if it is a couple of days here, that's pretty serious. I'm also with Leo. Now, of course, I'm super dialed in. This is what I do. This is what I study. This is what I love. I have not had the impact of my beard filling off from wash at all, at least for a very, very long time. So I would encourage you to dial in that wash routine. I like to rotate 6 days a week. One day is with a solid beard wash bar, like the Bearded Mac or Beard Octane or Johnny Ray's. And then the other day, I go in with a gentle daily liquid wash. Now, the seventh day is always a stripping wash, whether it's a beard bar soap or it is a liquid stripping wash. And I just kind of go through that balance and it works out really well for me. Yeah, really, really well for me. And I see you guys have some questions coming in. I have starred them. I promise we'll get to those ones. And some of them are relevant. So Aaron B says, would you consider Fable Beard Co's wash a stripping one? There's to me, and I just talked about this last night actually, there's this in between. I would think that their pH is not quite stripping, but it's not quite gentle daily. For that reason, it doesn't work its way into my rotation just because I do wash every day. I can't have like an in between one. But for some schedules and situations, that may work. So to answer it, I would say it's in between. And OG Fitzroy says, do you still recommend a baby shampoo as a gentle wash if you can't get beard wash? Absolutely. Baby wash or baby shampoo is a great option to be able to use if you're not looking for the scent of a bearded man. And please just make sure it's a good quality baby wash. It's horrific to think about, but we have some very poor baby washes out there. If mineral oil is one of the main ingredients, stay away from that. That's not something that I would recommend. But yeah, I have absolutely no problems, no concerns with someone using a daily gentle baby wash or baby shampoo for that. Whoops, didn't realize. Hey, Ruben, welcome in, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. So Wayne wants to know, what is the best bar soap or liquid wash? Man, there's so many out there, Wayne. So many great ones. I would say my go-to right now on bar soaps, and this is a soap, so it shouldn't be used on your beard more than once a month, would probably be, I love Beard Octane. I love Copper John's, the Bearded Mac, Weather Beard. There's a bunch of really good ones. And I actually have been using a new soap from Magic City, which has been awesome. And then liquid wash, pretty much every company, at least that's an affiliate of mine, has a good quality liquid daily gentle beard wash. So you really can't go wrong. Wayne, if you want more specific recommendations, I can ask you some questions and get to know like what you like, what you've tried, that kind of stuff. Reach out to me, Dan C. Bearden on Instagram or Dan_command@yahoo.com. And I would be happy to help you on that one. So yes. Oh, he's asking which one? Okay, thank you, Bob. What's better? Oh, he said or. Okay. Got you. Thank you, Bob. What is better, a bar soap or a liquid wash? Literally preference. If that's the angle that you're asking there is no better. I get a great experience with a liquid stripping wash, and I get a great experience with a bar soap that's stripping. So it is, definitely a personal preference situation there. And G Squared says, anyone who hasn't tried Tabletop, now look at it's all caps if you're not watching, please get on it. Ranger is forever in my top 5 cents or anything of all time, all caps again. I'm also loving Rogue as my favorite cologne scent right now. Wow. Big statement by G Squared over there, talking about our sponsor today, Tabletop Beard. All right, great way to start off. Love that topic. Love that question. Again, thank you, Bob, for that perspective there. All right, next one. I have a 7-month beard. Looks thin at the bottom now, question mark. And then to back this one up here, John says, didn't you say one night that baby Johnson & Johnson is bad? Well, there are versions. I believe, Leo, what is the one that you have pointed out to me a couple of times? They have since changed the formula and removed mineral oil. I don't know baby washes through and through in the back of my head, right? That's not something that I really like. I stay up to date on and study just because it's not really my thing. I don't have little tiny babies anymore. And so we use Honest for our kids. It's a brand of like body products and all that stuff. So we use Honest as far as the kids shampoo, but I don't remember. But Leo uses one. It's a pretty classic one, and they have changed the formula. Yep. Okay, so Tim is helping us out here too. So Tim says, if you are going for that baby wash and it's Johnson & Johnson, you want to make sure you get one that says new and approved formula. Awesome, man. Thank you so much, Tim. I did know that there was a change on there or something that was adjusted. And welcome, Moose. I see you back there too, man. Awesome. All right. I have a 7-month beard. It looks thin at the bottom now. This type of question has been coming in more and more lately. We just had a big one on our Facebook group. Improve. Okay. Hey, I think approved works too. New and improved, new and approved. both of those will work. And Leo says Johnson's baby shampoo says improved formula on the bottom. All right, perfect. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate that. And on this thing, now I've made videos on this, of course. As your beard grows, and this is going to come in waves, come in at stages. As your beard grows, especially once you start getting past your chin, there's going to be parts where it starts to thin out. Now, a 7-month beard on average is going to be around 3.5 inches. So we're only talking a little bit off of the chin. Now, if you have just let it grow and you did not touch it and it's thin, your genetics might be playing a big role in the style that you're going to go for. If you have just simply left it alone, most people that can grow a really full beard, they're not going to thin out between 3 and 4 inches yet. That's pretty uncommon. If that is the case, man, send into Beard Advice Live. We have a show on Wednesday nights with my beautiful wife, Sam. She gives great insight from the female perspective. Send an email to beardadvicelive@gmail.com. Send a couple angles of your beard, of the pictures of it, and then let us know this problem. Like literally type this out and say, hey, looks thin at the bottom now, and we'll give you advice. Because we might say, oh, man, longer is just not in the cards for you. Rock what you got, but the DNA is not really working towards having this long, thick, full beard. But maybe we go a little bit shorter on this one. But here's a key aspect that might be the case here, and I don't have any feedback from you. I would assume if you're talking about a 7-month beard and it's already starting to thin out, I would assume that you have your neckline going up too high. That at some point you shaved or trimmed the hairs that are on your neck underneath your beard, not thinking it mattered. What happens is as your beard grows to that length, and especially mine or anywhere in between, you need those neck hairs. They are going to be your supporting actors. They're going to start growing down as well, and they just start to add layers to the forest, right? Think about driving down the side of the highway. If you had one row of trees on that side of the highway, you're going to see right through it. Boom. I actually really like this analogy. It just popped in my head. This could be a video one day. You guys heard it here first, though. You're driving on the highway. You see one row of trees. You can see right through that, right? There is nothing that's going to be an obstacle to seeing. You add in a second row of trees, and it's a little bit more hard to see through, but it's still pretty clear. Now we add in a third, a fourth, a fifth. Okay, let's add in 20 rows of trees behind it. You're not going to see much past that, right? Especially if they're staggered like our beard is. Our beard is not uniform. We don't have lines of follicles that are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're not uniform. They're all over the place. So imagine trees being all over the place and trying to see through them. The more support we get, the more layers we add onto that, the more dense it is, the more thick it is. That same goes for your beard. If you are trimming that neckline up too high, all you're getting are those rows of hairs from your chin strap. Now, let's start adding some in underneath our chin. Now, let's start adding in some from our neck. That's what's going to give us, man, that is what is going to give us that depth, that non-thinness. So I think that would be a huge one for sure. And Ruben said, I thought, dang, what an analogy. Yeah, I really like that one. I really, really like that one. It makes a big, big difference. So it truly does. And if you guys don't mind, absolutely. Thank you, Bob, for the reminder. If anybody forgot, I do encourage you to hit that thumbs up. And hey, Banana Goat, welcome in, man. So that would be my 2 ways to look at this without seeing your beard in front of me. Either you just don't have the genetics to go thicker and longer, or more likely you have taken that neckline up too high. And I do want to think about that. Think about that like a forest. I'm going to write that down. Think of your neckline like a forest. All right. That was pretty good. You guys can see the process in real time. Have you guys ever heard me? Hey, what's up, Ken? Have you guys ever heard me think on Starlink? Wow. Okay. Did they bring that out there because of everything? Good. Have you guys ever seen me come up with a video topic in a stream in real time and then turn it into a video later and think, I was there when that video idea was birthed? I thought that would be pretty cool. Hey, thank you, Ryan. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you, sir. Good to see you. Okay. Got that. Good. All right. Let's see our last set topic. And then we open it up to the chat for the rest of the time. And if we run out of questions, then that will be kind of the end of the stream. But so far, I already have 5 questions. So if you guys are wondering something, a topic, a question, please let us know. And Ken, who is over in the in Hawaii with all the devastation. He said several star links. There's only about 3 communities north of the town, so not too many needed. Okay, all right. I hope everything's starting to come around. And yeah, starting to come around, man. Hey, Phil. He says, just starting to get back into watching your streams. It's been a while. Whatever happened to Steve the Mayor? So to address that, the mayor is, I can't say too much. It's just not really my place. But essentially, he's battling some personal challenges, some personal demons right now, and we're all cheering for him. If I have good news, I promise you guys, the first stop I will give is right here on YouTube to give you guys good news. Unfortunately, I do not have any good news to share on that. But we're cheering for him. We all usually know someone that's been through some struggles, some challenges, and I hope he's coming out and doing okay. But nothing good right now, unfortunately. All right, our last set question that we have here today. Could you suggest what ingredients make a beard oil a good quality beard oil? So yes, what ingredients make a beard oil a good quality beard oil? I love this question because I get general questions like this all the time, and I can give general answers or I can go into it a little bit more specifically. So to me, and this is obviously all personal opinions, there's no like fact chart to say, okay, Dan is correct here. We can prove it. We can show, boom, correct. This is my experience. This is my opinion. What makes a good quality beard oil would be a beard oil that is full of natural plant and or animal sourced oils. Let's take it a step further. Oils that are non-comedogenic, meaning they're going to absorb into your skin and into your hair without clogging your pores. Next up, the highest quality, right? The highest quality that you can have is going to be something that is cold pressed. Cold pressed simply means we have the source. Let's say it's a meadow foam seed. And you get that meadow foam seed, they're going to physically press and squeeze the crap out of that seed, and they're going to remove the oil. They are not using a solvent to dissolve the outside of it. They are not leaving behind hexane. They are not having to introduce heat. Now, I don't think that that's the worst thing in the world when you're introducing heat into an extraction process. However, if you're asking me, would you rather have it extracted with heat or cold pressed? I will take cold pressed. I want to keep that as cold as I can unless needed otherwise, if that makes sense. So essentially getting those all natural carriers, and then from there, finding a blend that works. Now, this is where it really becomes personal preference. We can jump in and look at the fatty acid profiles and say, hey, what percentage of GLAs does it have? What about linoleic acids? What about, and we could go down the line, right? We can look at all these different things and get super duper technical and say, this is a skin oil, this is a hair oil, and every level we want. At the end of the day, it just comes down to a personal preference. We can take companies that are on both ends of the spectrum and show a lot of success. For example, Fable or Artius Man. Very thick viscosity oils. They do not absorb in as well as something like Beard Octane, which is a very thin viscosity oil. Now, nobody can say one or the other is better. Only thing they can say is it's better for them. They're all good quality oils. It just depends on what you want, and it depends on your personal variables. Do you have oily skin? Do you have dry skin? Do you have what texture of beard, what color of beard, what ethnicity, which can play a role? There's a whole lot that goes into that. And then you can say, hey, man, I just like something in the middle. I like a tabletop beard oil because it's right in the middle. And it's just exactly what you are looking for. So for me, the key components to make a general statement, and we have the same last name. Nice, Phil. That's cool. To make a general statement about good quality beard oils, good quality products. Hey, Twitch. Hey, Los. Natural carrier blend of plant and or animals. Now, some of you may be newer here. Some of you may not be really entrenched in the community. You're like, huh? Animal oils? Yes. You can use something like an emu oil or an ostrich oil and still be perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that for me. Now, if you have a moral stance against it, that's fine. That's you and your business. You're more than welcome to feel that way. But I do believe that it can be something that is that that can be something that is still a quality when you have that. So, and again, it comes down to personal preference. Like OG Fitzroy says, anything with castor oil gets his attention. For me, anything that has castor oil near the top of the list loses my attention. Now, he's right for himself, but I'm also right for myself. It just depends on your beard, your skin, and what you like. So there's no set answer. A lot of times we like set answers. People want me to tell them, hey, look for argan oil, jojoba oil, and this oil. That's great. It doesn't quite work that way because we could see a blend that has argan oil, jojoba oil, but then it's going to have cone, cone, and have a bunch of silicones that are in there. And it's just not going to be a good quality oil at that time. So look for those plant and animal ingredients. And if you want to take it further, let's check for cold pressed. Let's check to make sure that there's no ingredients that we don't need in there. Okay. So great question. And I hope that helped out there. All right, so we are going to get to the chat questions in just a second here, but I want to go back one more time and go through our sponsors today. And Donald Long has a comment here. Thank you one more time to Tabletop Beard for sponsoring episode 17. Donald says, Tabletop Beard is an awesome company. They have great products. I enjoy Ranger Fighter Rogue Oil and will be getting the Barbarian Oil today. Great oil blend and a light medium viscosity. I agree. Now, here are some of the things that are going on with this company. Reminder, this is not an affiliate code, but it is a discount to save you guys money. And that is DTTB20 for 20% off. And like Dan, Tabletop Beard, DTTB20. And then they have a couple of other things going on. The one you see in the middle is kind of their big promotion right now. And that is buy 4 oils, get 1 free. I don't believe the code stacks with that one, but still a really good deal going on. They do have samples of all of their oils. Everyone's always asking about samples, always asking for samples. So we do have samples available for Tabletop. And then they do have a deal on scent combos. So if you get an oil and butter in the same scent, you are able to save a little bit of money there. And so love that, man. Absolutely love that. Okay. Love it, guys. So many good questions in the chat already. Hey, Michael, welcome in, man. All right, so we covered a couple of really good ones here. Now let's go ahead and check in with the chat as we go through. Starting off here, what other companies besides Fable have CBD? The only other one that I really use currently would be Magic City CBD. That's an ostrich oil, and that is a CBD oil together. I use the Magic City CBD. I use All Nighter a couple times a week. It's one of my most used oils because when I test companies, I don't always have a nighttime oil to use from them. So I use the All Nighter from Magic City CBD. I've used several bottles already. And G Squared says, can we just say how beautiful this oil looks in the bottle? I agree. I've mentioned it many times, and there's something about a beautiful golden oil that's through a glass bottle and you have some nice labels on it. I don't know. It just like strikes something intrinsically inside of you that just is like, ooh, that's satisfying. It is absolutely beautiful. I agree entirely. All right. Dan, was wondering if you had a Carrier's 101 on shea nut or shea olean in the works. I for sure will. Yep. And I'm going to be transitioning into the Carrier Oils 101 into Carrier Butters 101. Now, that's going to be a much shorter series because there's just not as many butters used. But we could look at shea. We could look at mango, kokum, cocoa. There's a couple of other ones that are out there. So we'll be starting to get into that. But the shea nut or the shea olean oil, essentially you're taking shea butter. You're removing the long chain fatty acids that make it a solid, and you have that oil that's left over. And so, yeah, I will definitely be working on that, Evan. To give you guys like a summary, it's a great ingredient. Great ingredient. Okay. Next one. I have a non-beard question for the group. Does anyone here use PlayStation? When you get the PS for the first time, does it come with games? I don't believe so. I'm not a gamer. I haven't been in a long time, but a lot of people that like this company, oftentimes it kind of lends itself with gaming, right? Tabletop, but also video type games here. Anybody help out, Jed? And I'm sure people did earlier, but I would like to respect it and come back to it. And so Ruben says, only if it says bundled. All right. Only if it says bundled. What's up, Mr. Dog? Okay. So, yep. Moose is saying as well. Sometimes they have bundles to do that. Yeah, I have seen that. Now that you guys say that, it would be like the new Call of Duty bundle. So it will say specifically if there is something with it or not. All right, cool. Thank you guys for the feedback. Yeah, I've not bought a console in, I don't know, 8 years maybe. I'm not sure. I don't think I've bought one in the boys' lifetime. We have an older PlayStation. It's just not Yeah, I don't even know where I got it. I don't know if somebody gifted it to us or what. All right. Here's Judd. Dan, have you always been such a great guy? Dude, thank you. I don't know if I don't know if you ever call yourself a great person. I do take pride in treating others well. That's something that I am proud of myself for. Have I always been like that? No, absolutely not. In my early 20s, I had a big kind of wake up call. I was like a lot, and this isn't an excuse. I shouldn't have been. I was like a lot of other people, and I drank too much in my early 20s. I never drank in high school, so I kind of had to figure it out once I turned 21, once I was in college. And that's not always the best place to try to figure that out. I made decisions I was not proud of. I never got in big trouble or anything like that, but I got into fights. I said things that were not true to impress others. I made my decisions based on the reactions of others. And I was just a young, dumb kid and had a lot of hormones, testosterone rushing through me. I was an athlete. Yeah, I definitely was still very nice. I was very polite. Adults really liked me, but especially for people my age, I wasn't the best person of all time. As I've grown, as I've matured my relationship with Sam, as I've learned perspective from a global basis, one of the best things that I get to do for myself is talk to you guys, is listen to you guys, is to hear your stories and absorb that kind of content. That's content coming back at me. And I definitely have improved as a person. I think every day I'm better than I was yesterday. I'm sure as heck better than I was last year, much better than I was 5 years ago. So I continue to grow to be a better person. And it's all predicated on treating others the best I possibly can. I do believe treat others the way you want to be treated. And I'm not trying to put anything like subtle out there, no shots, nothing. I just do believe that. Treat people the way you want to be treated. For me, man, it's worked out so much better than the way I treat people. The way it comes back to me is just unfathomable. It's unbelievable how putting that out in the universe just helps my life and it just makes me a better person. Apart from being a Chelsea fan, I am a Chelsea fan. Yeah, no doubt. Are any of the kids into video games? So Maddox and Jack's like FIFA. So yeah, they play FIFA. And they both on their tablets, they both play Roblox and Minecraft. But on their PlayStation, they'll play FIFA. So yep, absolutely. All right. Appreciate that. Okay. Da-da-da. And here's a great question, too. Just curious, did teaching help you with this? Unbelievably. Coaching, teaching, 100%. And I would say probably the biggest factor in helping me be a better person was having children. And for the sole fact of perspective, when I was a teacher, I was better once I had kids. And when you don't have kids, it's really hard to understand the other side of the coin. I would be a teacher without kids, and I would say, hey, we got homework. You need to do this. You need to be great in class. You need to do this. That kid cheated. And I was probably a harsher teacher before I had kids. Once I had kids and I saw that other side and I saw what it was like for my kids to go to school, for my kids to have friends, for my kids to be heartbroken, for my kids to have things that didn't go their way and have to try to build them up, help them deal with those situations, it made me better as a person. Also, being married to my wife Sam, having conversation with her about mental challenges such as anxiety and depression and things like just seeing the world in a different way than I did. I think one of the worst things we can do as a person is get too tunneled in, putting yourself in a box, in an echo chamber. You don't want to hear the same things every day. I don't want yes men around me. I don't want yes women around me. I want people that are looking from a different perspective and sharing from a different perspective. If they do see something that they agree with, they share that as well. And so that definitely has made a really, really, really big difference for me on all of that. Hey, bearded guy. So teaching 100% made me better at everything as a person. Dude, I would be nowhere near the content creator that I am. And I'm not saying I'm good. I'm just telling you where I'm at right here. I would be nowhere near where I'm at right now without teaching, without the understanding of building a community, of how you talk to others, how you understand other perspectives. Everything, every aspect of my life has helped me be a better person. When I wanted to be a principal and I started job shadowing principals, because you had to get your hours to be certified, I would see 50, 60, 70 different teachers in a year. And I realized, wow, and I've mentioned this before, there's other styles of teaching that are just as effective, if not better than my style. And so I learned a lot. And so I definitely have, I definitely have become a better person, and I'm constantly trying, constantly. So Judd, to go back to your original question of, have you always been a great guy? I don't know that answer, but I know that I've gotten better and better and better. So, yep, absolutely. And OG Fitzroy says, when I show some people's Dan's video, they believe he is acting, but I tell them, nope, I believe that's really him. I can't sing. You guys know that. I can't act. I haven't tried, actually. Maybe one day. I don't want to put myself into a box. Maybe one day I'll try some kind of acting gig, but this is just me. The beauty of what I do here is I've been able to hang out with Mr. Diablo. I've been able to meet. I've hung out with Scott in the last like 2 or 3 months 6 times, 7 times. I mean, I drove 5 hours one way with Scott, 5 hours back, spent the day with him. I spent Saturday night with him. Like, if I was acting, I'd be in trouble with my wife watching. I'd be in trouble with my mother-in-law on every stream. I'd be in trouble with my childhood friend of Jeff, who's in every Monday night, every Wednesday night hanging out with me, because they would be like, Dan, this doesn't add up. I'd be in trouble with my former students watching. I'd be in trouble with my former athlete Griffin watching. Like, there's just, I don't know. If I did, that would be that would be my most impressive feat of all time. Being able to hold a persona for that long. And Michael says, there's no way anyone can act the same throughout thousands of videos and streams if it weren't real, especially when we're doing like 3-hour streams on the regular basis. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, here's Bill right here. And Bill says, we hung out at Tiger World. Dan and Sam are the best people. What you see here is what you get. You're the best. You and your wife, man. My goodness. You want to talk about a good person trying to help people in the world, maybe even more so trying to help animals in the world. This dynamic duo right here. If you guys ever get a chance to be near Charlotte, North Carolina, and you get a chance to go to Tiger World, one of the coolest experiences we've ever had, especially when it comes to animals and the way they treat them and the way that they're helping them. That's what I'm talking about right there. That is what I'm talking about right there. Yeah, awesome, Jose. I appreciate that. So thank you guys, man. I appreciate all the love, and I do believe just put that foot forward and it comes back to you. Scott says, Dan is a real person, guys. This guy you see on screen is the same in real life, no acting. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yep, for sure. Yeah. Ruben says, turns out Dan doesn't actually care about beards. Yeah, I don't like beards. I don't know anything about this stuff. Yeah, I get off the stream and I kick puppies. Rick said, I got to hang out with Dan and Sam in Maine. Great people. And I got to hang out with Rick in Connecticut. So I'll one up you, Rick. It's been twice now. So cool, man. And what a legendary beard right there. Love it. All right, here's G Squared, and I saw you guys helping, but I want to read it out loud in case anybody wants to add some more feedback on this one. G Squared says, random non-beard question, if anyone has a good answer. I have a rusted carriage bolt and nut, and it just spins. Tried WD-40, and I know I can drill it out. Any other advice? Thanks, guys. No. But the chat, I think, is helping you and will help you even more, but I do not, I do not know. That is not my area of expertise at all. All right. How can someone style their beard without shaving or trimming? So you answered your question within your question. You're styling your beard. When you shave or you trim, you can create a style, but that's not actually styling. How do you style your beard? Use a comb, use a brush, and then everybody in the chat is going to kind of back me up on this. They probably already have. You want to use heat. The best way to control the shape and the style of your beard is to use heat with a blow dryer and or heated brush. Your beard is just like glass. When it's at room temperature, it is in more of a solid position. When you heat it up, it becomes more malleable. It becomes more like a solid liquid kind of hybrid, and you can morph it. You can change it, blast it with some cold air, and it will lock itself in. I don't recommend heating your beard with a torch. I think we're talking about torches as the previous question, but the key to styling is to be able to use that heat. Another aspect that some people would like to use that I don't personally, that would be something to help with the styling with a product such as a balm or a wax. Those would be two things that could also help you out. All right, great questions, guys. Hey, Ryan. Do conditioners come in different viscosities? Yes. I've noticed Copper John's is like a lotion texture, but Beard Octane is conditioner almost reminds me of toothpaste. Yes. Beard Octane is a thick viscosity conditioner. Copper John's is a medium viscosity conditioner. 7 Potions is a thin viscosity conditioner. 100% they come in different viscosities. So that would be, just a straight up answer. Now you'd say, okay, what's the application there? Just depends. When my beard is feeling more stripped, I go thicker. When my beard is feeling not as cleaned or stripped, I go thinner. Most of the time, I'm kind of down the middle in that medium range. So answer it, and then I'll give you a little bonus add-on there. All right. And yeah, you're right. I have to try heat. It's the only thing I haven't done yet. Do you use balm before or after heat? You can go either way with balm, but I recommend using balm after heat. Yep, after heat. All right. Love it, guys. Great questions here. We got about 15 minutes left. Exactly. Leo says, after watching your videos on thick or thin, white, gray, red, humidity, I've concluded any oil works. Some better at times, but yes, natural ingredients only. I agree, Leo. The word works there. That's a good point. The word works is a one that you can interpret in different ways. How well does it work? You know, that's there's a whole spectrum to that, but I agree. As long as you're using natural ingredients, the oil's going to work. Is it going to style the same as every other one? No. Is it going to feel the same as everyone? No. But it's going to do a job that's intending to do. So I agree. That's a really good way to put it, Leo. Uncle Dan, what up? What would be your dream beard oil in terms of ingredients? So that one is not super fair for me to answer, just mainly because I have developed 20, 30, maybe way more than that oil blends myself. I work with companies. I've helped companies start off and I've asked them about their preferences, and then I've just straight up created an oil blend for them. If you take a look at the Invigoration line from Artius, man, I made that. The ingredients, the ratios, the scents, everything. If you take a look at the Copper John's beard blend, I really helped out on that blend. If you look at so many, this company right here, Tabletop, I had a really nice helping hand in creating that blend. Did I make it for them? No. Did I blend it for them? No. But I definitely was able to give some feedback. So I can't really share on that one too much because, yeah, intellectual property, because it's kind of what I do on a regular basis. And I don't think that there is a dream blend for me. I have a lot that I really enjoy. Will shaving my neck where the hair does not really grow, will that help inspire hair growth there? No. Jeff, I do have a question or a video on that. Shaving has absolutely no positive impacts on hair growth. That is a wives' tale. The basis of it is kind of come from two sides. One is if you keep shaving, it's going to grow back in thicker, right? Only time that happens is if you keep shaving for a long period of time. Let's say you shave for a year, you come back, you're like, I'm going to try growing again. And now your beard's magically thicker. You're like, oh my gosh, it's from shaving. No, it's because it's a year later. You have a year of better health. You have a year of better age. You have a year of more DHT. There's so much to that. Shaving does not help out at all. Now, the other side of that is when you cut a hair, it is the thickest at the shaft. It is the thickest at the base, at the follicle. And so as it grows out, it naturally thins due to the structure of the hair, but also due to life. My hairs down here are thinner at the ends than at the base because they hit my coat, they hit my shirt, I sleep on them. There's a whole lot of just friction that happens in life. Unavoidable. You don't want to avoid friction. Otherwise, you're going to be bubble boy, right? And so if you cut a hair, it's automatically going to look thicker at the base because that's where the hair is the thickest. So no, there is absolutely no growth benefit to shaving. Here's Scott. Dan, how are you? Not sure how often you get asked that. Thank you, man. I'm always trying to ask people how they're doing. But I will say, to be fair, I do get a lot of people that check in on me, and I'm thankful for that. I'm grateful for that. But I'm doing great, man. I hope that I never give off any vibes of any distress or any problems or anything like that, because I really don't. Worst things happen in my life are like dishwashers and ceiling tiles and challenges with kids and stuff. Dude, I'm beyond fortunate that those are the toughest things that I go through. That is not falling on deaf ears, that there's so many worse things in the world, so many people dealing with way more hardships than me. So straight up, how am I doing? Amazing. I know people hate this phrase, but I am living the dream. I don't say that sarcastically, right? I ask a lot of people, how you doing? Oh, living the dream. I actually am. I get to do what I want with the people that I want to. I don't have to go to a staff meeting surrounded by people I don't like or respect. I don't have to go talk to someone I don't want to. I don't have to get a nasty email and then just nod my head and say, yeah, thank you, and smile. I'm living the dream. I truly, truly have no complaints, no issues. My life is good. Now, that doesn't mean that every step of the way is peachy. That doesn't mean that I don't have hurdles. I don't have things to overcome. That doesn't mean that I'm not mentally tough as heck and I take on challenges headstrong and I go, and I think that adds into my happiness, that I'm never, ever, ever play the victim role. Man, I could go on and on and on about this, guys, but I do believe that all factors in. But you're not going to catch me complaining. You're not going to catch me whining because I don't have anything to whine about. This is life, and it's beautiful for me. And I really do mean that. So, Scott, thank you, man. I'm doing well, doing well. All right, Banana Goat. Dan, I had an odd scent come from using Beard Octane's Ginger Jamboree butter. It was almost burnt rubber chemical smell. I'm convinced it was an outside variable, but I had just showered. Thoughts? So it could be. I mean, it could be an outside variable. It could be the product. Sometimes people have a weird reaction to coconut oil. That's possible. Sometimes people really pull out the smell of shea butter, which for me is pretty pungent and pretty stinky. I've learned to like it, but it's a weird like it type situation. So it could be something that your skin is reacting to or your hair is reacting to, some ingredients, or there could be something that went wrong with it. In this situation, I'd reach out to them. I know the customer service behind Beard Octane, and they would be happy to walk through it with you. They'd be happy to make it right or give it another chance. But it is, yeah, I wouldn't doubt that there's something that is explainable within that. Ryan, do conditioners come? Yep. Okay. Got that one already. Beautiful. All right. Brushing after or before beard routines. So brushing, if you have a short beard, brushing can be for exfoliating, spreading product, and for styling. Anything other than a beard that's still wrapping to your face, that's still relatively short, brushing is essentially for styling. And so approach it like that. Like with my beard, there's no health benefits. There's no like good aspect of brushing my beard other than styling. The comb is where all the magic happens with anything that's past like an inch, and then probably even before that, past a half inch, I would say. So brushing before or after just depends on your situation. I don't brush at all. So I would say the best rule is after because it's a styling aspect. I remember George Bruno talking about wearing all kinds of hats with beards. I've tried and prefer ball caps. Have you tried other kinds of hats? So Gus, our hats just dropped last night. We sold 2 different versions of the hats, like a dad hat and then the flat bill. I have not had the most diverse interaction with hats. My 95% of hats are in this variety here. A flat bill that I lightly curve. It has a leather patch and then has a snapback on the back. That is kind of my style. That's kind of my signature. It's just what I feel comfortable, what I feel confident in. I haven't tried scully caps. I don't wear beanies. I don't really wear dad hats. So I do know a lot of people do that. I don't know if Brian Carter's in the chat right now, but Brian Carter has one of the most diverse hat profiles I've ever seen, or portfolios I've ever seen. And I absolutely love it. It's just not my thing right now. Hey, Kurt. Thanks, man. Thank you for the membership. John says, oh, Dan, has Santa asked you for any help on his beard info? I've had many Santas ask for their help on beard info. Yes. Hey, Dan, nice shirt. Where'd you get it? Thank you for asking, Donald. I will link it in the chat, you guys. This is a brand new shirt from my wife, Sam C. It is a really, really cool shirt. If you don't mind, I'll highlight this one real quick. It is maybe my new favorite shirt from her. If you see here, it has the pocket logo and then the same logo on the back. And it's got this really, really cool, just the Dancy bearded, nice color. I love it. Dancy bearded, established 2018. And then I believe the bottom says made in the USA. Super cool. So thank you, man. I appreciate all of that. Awesome. All right. And we got a couple more minutes here, guys. We got about 7 minutes left. And if I missed, this is the last question I have starred right now, unless ones have come up after that one. Okay. I see Richard has one. We have Banana Go. All right, guys, I'm still starring. I still got you guys here. Don't you worry on this one. It is not my last one. And hey, Saad. And Saad says, I appreciate the way you dispel myths. Thank you. Appreciate that. I love going over things that people just regurgitate and say all the time, and we get to go over them. All right, Dan, I just want to say thank you for your advice. Heat is a game changer. Quick question, and you may have a video on it, but what's the difference between balm and butter, and should I be using balm? Yeah, easy answer here, and I do have a video on that. If you just look up the difference between balm and butter, you'll get a much more detailed answer. But essentially, balm has a higher wax content ratio. There's more beeswax or other types of wax like plant wax that are in there. Balm is primarily for styling, and then there's some nourishment added. Butter is the opposite. It's primarily for nourishment and then some styling added. So should you use balm? I don't actually recommend most people use balm. I don't think it's needed for most people. Now, this is a person that sells things for a living, and you're like, Dan, why don't you just tell people to buy balm and you make more money? Because I don't think it's needed. I think most people can achieve styling that they want through heat routine. I really do. However, do I think there's anything wrong or detrimental to balm? Not at all. I just don't like the feel of it. Just know that if you do wear balm during the day, your beard will always have a shinier look to it. It will always have a more greasy or oily texture to it. I like my beard to be matte. I like my beard to feel a little bit less heavy. And so it's just a personal preference thing, but no, I don't think that you should need to use balm. Can you? Absolutely, man. Go crazy. Would you say Lux beard wash was more of a stripping side or gentle? That's a tough one too. You guys know I love that company. I just don't use his wash because for me it's more on the middle. So I don't know, Richard. I that one is kind of in the middle for me. Could you list a top of your few conditioners? Yeah, absolutely. I'll list the ones that are in my shower right now. I like Bahuat. I like Dr. Nick's. I like Beard Octane. I like Copper John's. I like Weatherbeard. I like Bearded Mac. Those are probably my most used ones just off the top of my head. I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple of key mainline ones, but those would be the biggest ones. I'm really digging the new Bahuat one. Good stuff. Dan, you got to talk about Tabletop's butter. It doesn't get mentioned enough. It's incredible. It is. The Tabletop, who is our sponsor today, you guys, thank you again, you guys, is a super smooth, super nourishing butter. It is so smooth, so dang good. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. How long should your beard be when using something like an Aberlite? Any length. You can have a beard where you're just barely able to pinch the hairs, and that heat can help. You can have a beard my length, that heat can help. So as long as you can pinch and pull the beard hairs, you can start using an Aberlite. Will non-animal oils go rancid or go bad over time? Yes. All plant and animal oils are natural, and they will go bad over time. On average, 2 to 3 years with good storage, meaning not in a hot place, somewhere where it's out of the way of UV lights, not fluctuating temperatures, is going to last you about 2 to 3 years on average. Yep, 2 to 3 years on average. All right. I think my question got missed. I apologize for that. How to keep products lasting as long as possible when they're unused? Oh, perfect. That went right on cue here. I planned that. The fridge is the best location to prolong the use of products. If not, keep them in the basement where it stays usually generally pretty cool. You don't have any sunlight that's getting in through there. Anything that is darker and cooler is the best to be able to extend that. Artist Man Beard Wash Invigoration came through the mail. Literally, is that a daily or stripping one? That one is another one where it's kind of in the middle, but it is leaning more towards daily. If I had to use their wash daily, I don't think I would have any problems. Yep, I don't think I would have any problems. Okay. And sorry to sneak one in at the end. Have you ever heard of Beard Blaze? No. Nope, I have not heard of that one. That is a new one to me. Beard Octane LCW, a wash and conditioner, or do they have a separate conditioner? Great question, Craig. LCW is a lathering conditioning wash, not a conditioner. It is a conditioning wash, but not a conditioner. Essentially, what makes it a conditioning wash is they add just the right amount of oils from their carrier blend into the wash, so it's not going to be overly stripping for your beard. So to answer it straight up, LCW is a daily gentle beard wash, and they have a separate conditioner. It is not a co-wash of any kind. Hey, thank you, Bob. I really enjoy this too. Yep, really enjoy this. Dan, similar in talking about the beard thinning earlier, I have the same issue, but it's with split ends. I hit a certain length and I get a lot of split ends and my beard gets very itchy. H2O issues, yeah, it's probably two things for you, Moose. H2O issues, and then something at a certain length is hitting on whatever you're wearing or doing. You're a very active human. You wear clothing specific to the activities you're doing. I would bet that there's something that's brushing up on your beard once it gets to a certain length. You cut it back and your beard doesn't touch that something anymore. I would put a lot of my bet into the idea of friction there, not as much water. I feel like you probably have the water pretty tangled. If you're slacking on the water, you know that's it. But other than that, think about what your beard is touching on a regular basis. And Flag, my man says, balm was something I used a lot early on. I really don't know how I did it now because I also can't stand it. Really have no idea what to do with the old ones. So the old ones, I like to add a little bit of oil to them, and I use it on my body. So I'll take a little scoop of balm, I'll add some oil, and then I'll put it on my elbows, I'll put it on my tattoos, I'll put it on my kneecaps, I'll put it on my sides, all that stuff. Dan, will you be restocking that sold out hat? So we are not planning on restocking the dad hat, the one that has the curved bill, but the one that's on my head right now, Sam's getting through the massive chaos of the orders from last night. something like 60 orders, craziness in the night. But we do believe we will restock the hat that's on my head right now. We sold out of 24 of them in like 15 minutes. So I do believe we will restock the flat bill one. Dan, are you looking forward to seeing the new limited edition set from Live Bearded that releases tomorrow? I don't have it, and I will be fully honest. That's an affiliate of mine, a company I enjoy. No, the scent profile does not seem like something I would enjoy. So am I looking forward to the new seasonal scent from Live Bearded? Not this time, no. Even though I do believe Live Bearded makes their best scent seasonal, just not this season for me. Is terminal length a physical measurement or a length of follicle that produces the hair? It is the length of the hair that is coming out of any given follicle, individual follicle. If you haven't watched it, I have a recent video on terminal length. I'm very proud of that one. Perspective and research. Just look up like Dan C. Bearded terminal length, and I think you will enjoy that one for sure. Okay. And that's actually a good idea, Leo and Dan. Yep, and exactly. And I have a video about adding some oil to the balm to make it more buttery. Exactly. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. We are exactly, we went 1 minute over. That's okay. That's all right. We did pretty well. So thank you guys for watching. Tabletop, thank you so much. Again, you guys, a couple of ways you can support. Many of you did not hit the thumbs up. That's okay. If I didn't earn it, I'll try better next time. If you just simply forgot, now would be a great time to hit that thumbs up. And if you want to go support our sponsor, just simply go give them a follow on Instagram. Send them a message and say, thank you for giving back to this community and making this possible. If you want to look at their products, obviously they would love some sales, even though that's not the primary reason they're doing this. Thank you so much, Tabletop. I cannot wait to see our relationship continue to grow. Cannot wait to see the impact that you make on this community and with these beards in the world. Thank you, guys. Have a fantastic day. You know the deal. 8 a.m. review tomorrow morning, and I'm sure I'll see you guys with a random live stream one of these days coming up soon. We got a soccer tournament this weekend. So pumped. Everybody, please